Listen up, all you Joe Fixit haters. This is about the Community's Choice Champion Update poll, where we get to vote on one of these 6 champions to receive an update, which will go live sometime in October or November of this year. The 6 champions in question to be buffed are Thor Jane Foster, Ms. Marvel Kamala Khan, Joe Fixit, Ant-Man, Guillotine, or Agent Venom. And surprise, surprise, Joe Fixit is once again not receiving any love in this contest. Can't get any love from Kabam, can't get any love from the players. I mean, hey, at least 438 people voted for him, but it's a pretty small amount in the grand scheme of things. The only champion to receive fewer number of votes so far is Kamala Khan, which, I mean, hey, at least this part of the poll, I can get behind that line of thinking. I don't really want to vote for Kamala Khan either, so I agree with this. But no love for Joe Fixit? Come on, man. It's one of the OGs that's never really had a purpose. There's never been a time where it feels good to pull Joe Fixit out of a crystal. And I hear the arguments as to why people don't want to buff Joe Fixit. People have completely written this guy off from this list because he's not available in the 5-star pool. And if we're going to vote for a champion to get buffed, it might as well be a champion that a lot of people have. Otherwise, why are we even buffing that champion in the first place? And I mean, that's a pretty logical line of thinking. And I could totally get behind that line of thinking if this was the first champion to get buffed, or the second, or third, or 10th, or 20th, or 30th, but it's not. Like, let's take a look at the entire list of champions, the nearly 200, the list that will be at 200 next month, by the way. And I just wanted to count how many of these champions had gotten buffed prior to 2021. And just at a quick, pass through here, I counted 20. I probably missed a couple, but I counted 20 champions that got buffed. And I'm not talking about champions that got buffed through unique synergies. I'm not talking about Apocalypse turning champions into horsemen. So I'm not counting Wolverine. I'm not counting Cable. I'm talking about just champs that got standalone buffs the same way that these 6 champions would. Technically, these 6 would probably receive larger buffs because they'd be more rework style, but still. We had 20 champions prior to 2021 that got buffed. Then, let's think about when one of these 6 will get buffed. It could be November, potentially, which means there'd be 10 months of reworks in 2021 alone, each month having 3 champions getting buffed as well, bringing 2021's total to 30. Combine the two, and now we're at 50 or more champions that have gotten buffed before one of these 6, and Joe Fixit still can't get any love. Like, listen, I could already see the comments now. Oh, BG hates the community. Doesn't even want, he wants to pick a champion that's not as widely available to get buffed. I do want champs that are widely available to get buffed. But at the same time, like, how many do we need to see before a champ like Joe Fixit is on the table? Can't you just play one of the other 50 champions that have gotten buffed? Can't we get a little bit of love for just a champ who on this list I think is one of the coolest? Like, we're voting for Ant-Man the most, a champion that historically has always had a purpose in this contest. I'm not trying to argue that he's always been a powerhouse in his own right. I'm talking about him being part of some of the most powerful synergy teams always. Like, going back before Ghost got added to the game, people used Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket paired alongside one another to get the attack increased synergy, so that way they could have the extended enrage timer inside of Labyrinth. There's at least been some redeeming quality. Then Ghost gets added. There's the Quantum Trinity. Then Odin gets added. Now Ant-Man's value goes up even higher. At least Ant-Man has gotten a little bit of love through unique synergies, so that, hey, maybe he's still not the most powerful champ, but if you want to have a little bit of fun with Ant-Man, at least you can. Thanks to this synergy where he gains plus 25% attack each time he glance a hit, which stacks, by the way. And then you still have another 25% from the Quantum Trinity team. So you can double and, sometimes even triple your attack if you get lucky. And at least you have a little bit of fun with the guy. Joe Fixit? I mean, what does Joe Fixit actually have going for him through unique synergies? Oh, cool. He got this one with Platpool, a champ that almost no one has that. Oh, it only affects Platpool anyway. And is there anything here that actually makes him good? We've got some slight attack modifiers. Oh, wow. He +5 for villain champs with the yellow jacket. He's nothing, man. There's no redeeming qualities to Joe Fixit. There's no reason that you'd want to pull this guy. He comes close with Kingpin here, where for Kingpin, one of Kingpin's most powerful synergies is to increase his rage purify ability accuracy. That way you could use Kingpin to get through challenges like anytime you're going to be stunned. So very reliable to use this guy potentially in an alliance war setting, even if you can guarantee get yourself out of a stun and turn that into a rage. But that synergy is also shared with Hood, a champion that is already more popular. Again, being part of the Ghost synergy team, and just being a decent champion, maybe not the strongest, but another champion that is getting buffed. You think anyone's going to give a damn about Joe Fixit for this synergy? Hell no, man. But if we buff up, Joe Fixit, now we can suddenly have a Joe Fixit and Kingpin duo team where no one had really been using that team in something like War. We get an entire different experience rather than, hey, let's vote for Ant-Man because Ant-Man's included in a Ghost team anyway, so we might as well buff that team up. Where's the diversity in the contest, man? Where can we make other teams stronger instead of just piling on all this power into one area? And okay, sure, Joe Fixit's not available as a 5-star, but he is available as a 6-star. He's in the 6-star basic pool. And newsflash, the game is moving towards 6-star champions every day. You know, the vets of this game, we're already there. We're already at the point where we're playing almost exclusively with 6-star champions outside of synergies. And I totally understand that that's not where the majority of the contest is at. But again, 50 other champions have gotten buffed. You can't just play one of those 50 and let there be a good reason, a positive reason to see Joe Fixit pop out of a 6-star. The crystals that take the most amount of effort or the most amount of spending to get to. If I pulled Ant-Man as a 6-star, I would think to myself, I mean, Kabam, they removed the ability to bring 5 stars. They removed the ability to bring 4 stars to Act 6. So there's a chance that they would do the same thing again with 5 stars, where maybe we're only going to be able to use 6 stars at a certain point. So I'd be stoked because I just future-proofed my Ghost team. If I can bring in like a 6-star synergy, there is nothing. There's no positive redeeming quality to pulling 6-star Joe Fixit. And, full disclosure, I do have a 6-star Joe Fixit. That is not the reason why I'm trying to say, buff this guy. I have other champs on this list as 6 stars. The reason why I want Joe Fixit to get buffed is because, once again, no redeeming quality. And second, I actually think he has the highest potential for really cool abilities in this game. He was one of the oldest champs to have more of a unique system to him rather than just having like a one-liner description. He has this card system, it's hearts, spades, clubs, and diamonds, where he gains different effects. They're not buffs. They do buff the character, but they're not actually buffs in game. They're all passive effects because, of course, you want to use a science champ against mystics, and mystics, they kind of have a field day if you're playing a champ with buffs, right? But this is one of the unique characters that can kind of buff themselves up without relying on buffs. They do buff themselves up passively, and in its current state, yeah, this system, it's not very good. It's just not strong enough. But at least it has a lot of potential. When I think about these cards, I think about how many cards are in a deck, and why are we stopping at like pulling one card? Can't Joe Fixit just keep pulling more and more cards, and as the fight goes on, just become more and more powerful, the same way that, Void kind of works the opposite direction, where he's over time applying debuffs to the opponent, where, Joe Fixit, he could be gaining this power, he could be pulling more of these cards, either just naturally over time or through his specials, or maybe his specials could then pull a Joker card or something like that. And then, playing with the whole card theme, give this guy a cool synergy with Gambit or something like that instead of these pathetic synergies right here that he has. There's so much potential for Joe Fixit, and it's being completely ignored just because he's not in the 5-star pool, which to me, when looking at everything, when looking at the 50 champions that have got buffed before these ones, and looking at the direction that the game is moving in, and the fact that this guy is in the 6-star basic, the fact that Ant-Man already does have a purpose in this game, it's ridiculous to me that he would get the highest vote and Joe Fixit nearly the bottom of the barrel votes here, man. So listen, I'm not even trying to get you guys to vote for Joe Fixit necessarily, at least. I do think it'd be cool if you guys did vote for Joe Fixit, but I'm trying to get you guys to vote for whoever you think is the coolest, rather than thinking about who already has, you know, a certain champion, or which champ's already being used or something like that. Like, just vote for whatever one of these 6 champions that you personally think is coolest. If you think Agent Venom's the coolest, awesome, man, vote for him. Not going to try to persuade you away from Agent Venom or Thor Jane Foster, or even Kamala Khan. But don't ignore Joe Fixit just because he's not in the 5-star basic. I feel like I'm going to get comments where people are going to say I'm selfish for wanting to buff a champ that is not in the 5-star pool. But I also feel like a lot of people are selfishly buffing Ant-Man because that's the champ that they include on the team the most out of these 6. And they're just hiding that fact, that, you know, by trying to throw anyone who wants to buff Joe Fixit under the bus. But Ant-Man's probably going to win regardless. Which, by the way, if you do think that Ant-Man's the coolest on the list, then, you know, don't let me stop you voting for him. If you like the Ant-Man movies, or, you know, him in the Avengers and stuff like that, I totally realize that he might be winning the vote just because he is the most popular. And don't let me stop you if that's why you're voting for him. I just think it's silly to ignore Joe Fixit and his potential to shake up the contest by, you know, being part of some other powerful teams, rather than piling it all into one synergy team. And you know, I think it's silly that he's not getting voted for just because he's not in the 5-star crystal, when once again 50 other champs got buffed and he is in the 6-star. The way that you vote for these champions, there's actually going to be a special arena where you win voting ballots, and those votes, that arena system, it starts May 17th through the 24th, which, this is pretty interesting, man. I'll have to see exactly how the arena is, but it seems like a cool concept, at least. You know, you get up to 6 ballots, so if you're not sure who to vote for, maybe you can give some votes. Maybe you could, like, split up your ballots or something like that. But yeah, I was kind of torn between Joe Fixit and Guillotine myself. Just to cap this off, I feel like Joe Fixit has the highest potential to have a cool impact on the game. Guillotine would be second. Agent Venom and Thor Jane Foster, they're like tied for third for me. Like third and fourth, and then Ant-Man would be fifth, and then Kamala Khan would be dead last. That's kind of my ordering of cool factor for what it could do to the game out of this list. But I'll probably just be giving all 6 ballots to this dude, and well, it's probably not going to mean anything since Ant-Man will probably take the victory anyway. But that's my thoughts on it all, at least. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.